Yep.
Have it.
How you doing? How you doing?
How you going?
We just let everyone know everyone trained today, so we 27 boys on feet, which is good. If you guys want to kick off again?
Yeah, Josh, Grand Slam, is that a banned word in your camp at the minute, or are you kind of chatting about it a little bit?
It's probably something we would have mentioned at the start of the tournament, so I wouldn't say it's a banned word, no, but I think with the threat we have this weekend in the Scotland side that are playing so well, I think it would be probably naive of us to start talking about a Grand Slam or anything like that. I think it's going to be a massive challenge against a really, really good side. So, I mean, it is obviously the goal for every team going in. You want to win all your games, but it'll be such a big challenge this week that I think you can't look far past that.
Where do you see the challenges in particular? Obviously the back row's been pretty settled this year, the pack's been very strong. How do you cope with that specifically?
Yeah, I mean, Scotland have threats across the board really. Their forwards have been really effective. Scrum and maul has been very good. Obviously as a back row I always think towards the breakdown. Lads like Jamie Ritchie and Hamish Watson coming back in, there's huge threat in that area. So that's always a focus for me. And then I think the way their backline have been playing is makes it a big challenge for defences. And you've seen so far in the 3 games they've played, defences have struggled to live with them. So that'll be a big focus for us defensively as well.
And also, how much personal responsibility do you take on to stop him?
Yeah, Finn Russell's a brilliant player. He's been on great form. I think, I suppose the trick with him is you don't try and think you'll try solve it on your own. If someone jumps out of the line or tries to go at them on their own, he's got good footwork. He's good at picking the right pass to make. So I think it's a team thing. Anyone who's in and around him has to focus on staying connected with each other and not giving them those opportunities, because he's one of those players that you give a bit of space to, and he's good enough to capitalise, as we've seen the last few weeks.
Ronan, is there a different feel kind of coming into camp this week, given what the next 2 weeks could lead to? Is it slightly more pressure? Is it slightly more exciting?
Not so much a different feel really, because I suppose we've been bouncing into each week, but just with how enjoyable it is and the environment it is. But I suppose obviously with everything that's on the line, really looking forward to it, and yeah, it should be a great 2 weeks for us.
Obviously with 37 players fit to train this morning, there's a lot of competition in camp. Can you talk to us specifically about yourself and Dan Sheehan and that kind of competition?
Yeah, it's great. Like, it's obviously squished there as well. Rob Herring, there's obviously the 3 of us there trying to fight it out for that jersey. But yeah, it's just pushing each other on, and it's making sure that we're all on our best form, and making sure we're constantly bouncing ideas off each other. And just obviously the main goal is, as you said, this championship and the Grand Slam. So just making sure whatever we're doing is benefiting the team, make sure we're in a good spot.
Josh, how are you going? Just want to ask you about your own form in the year you've had, the fact that you've continued on now after the World Player of the Year awards and all the rest. But how do you kind of seek that consistency, and what do you do personally to kind of make sure your own standards remain as high as they do?
I suppose I try and keep every week I have work-ons and things that I wouldn't have been happy with from the week before. I think that always helps. I think the level of coaching we get in Leinster and in Ireland as well, I think I'm always feel like I'm being pushed to be better. And I think playing with the back row that we have in Ireland at the moment, there's such quality there. You want to be playing as well as the lads around you. I mean, look at like Jack and Pete and Caelan, the way they're playing. It definitely puts pressure on you to want to perform as well. So I think combination of that, the squad competitiveness, I guess, and then being pushed by players and coaches around you, that certainly helps. And I suppose myself anyway, I'd always be trying to push myself as much as I can and put a bit of pressure on myself to perform as well. So it obviously helps playing when the team's playing so well. I think everyone tends to look good, I think.
What's the message been from Andy this week?
I think there's been loads of chatting in different areas, but I think overall it's been an emphasis on needing to improve. There was some things we did really well against Italy and so far in the tournament. Today we were talking about our defence and the threat that Scotland have, and I think we'll have to be at our best defensively to play against them. And I think we definitely have a bit more growth in that area from the Italy game. They attacked really well, and Scotland will be a similar threat. So I think defence will be huge, and then I suppose in every area really there's always different areas we could be better, and we'll be focusing on those.
And Ronan, when you're going well and you have 3 wins in a row, do you want that rest week, or is it something you welcomed, or is it something you would prefer to just kind of plough on through?
Yeah, it's probably something we welcomed really. Obviously there was a few little knocks, but as we said, the 37 lads trained today, so we recovered well over those weeks, and yeah, we're ready to go now this week. So.
Murrayfield has been a difficult place for Ireland at times over the years. Is that something you've spoken about as a group, or how excited are you to go there and play this game? Yeah,
we spoke about it early on today. For me personally, really excited. I haven't played in a packed out Murrayfield. I only played during those COVID games. There's no fans, so really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to the atmosphere and everything that comes with it. It's something that we obviously discussed as a group, and just kind of seeing that challenge as a positive, and really, I suppose, taking energy from that challenge.
Josh, it's the business end of the Six Nations now. We spoke about the injuries and having lads back, and today in particular, having a full squad is brilliant. How much does that play in your mind when you're training and out of games to, I suppose, stay fit and want to do everything possible to not pick up an injury?
Something I try not to think of anyway. I probably went through a stage earlier in my career when I was injured a good bit, and then you can get in this bad loop, I guess, where you think, I could get injured. You kind of get into a negative spiral, I guess. But it's something I would try not to think of. But it's great to have everyone training today. It was great to see a few of the lads who've been struggling with knocks or injuries. Great to see everyone coming back, and it definitely adds so much to the group, the experience that lads bring, and then I suppose everyone's on better form then as well, because when you have lads who aren't training, everyone wants to be training, and when there's guys not training, it can obviously be pretty tough on them. So yeah, it was great to have everyone out training, and hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, it's something I thought about, Ronan, just the pressure of people talking about a Grand Slam, pressure of places, the competition for places, and then you're thinking about your fitness as well. Is it something that plays on your mind?
No, like similar to what Josh said, it's just kind of focusing on what you can control and what you can do day to day. And I suppose for me personally, that's just focusing on what I can bring to training, and then hope that selection for the weekend allows me to bring it into the game.
And Josh, how much do you think this squad has grown as a team through the Six Nations?
Yeah, it has been good. I think every time this group has come together to train and to play games, we've always tried to improve, and there's been things we've developed. And one thing that is really good about this group is how close everyone gets together. In terms of, like, there's some lads you might not know as well, but you're always better friends with them than you were before, which I think probably doesn't sound like much in terms of performance, looking at the performance side of things, but it makes a huge difference when you're playing with lads you know well, they're your friends, and I think that's hugely important, and also then the way we've developed throughout the tournament. You have things you do well in some games, and you kind of grow on those. You take the positives from it, and then I suppose the more games you play as well, the more games you have to review, and then you learn from those as well. So it's definitely it's been a big focus of the coaching staff, and for us as players, it's certainly been driven that we need to keep improving and improve every week. So hopefully we're doing that.
Last week we spoke to Paul O'Connell just about the preparations for games, and he spoke about when he played for Ireland how this current team are way ahead of preparations than he would have been in his team at that time. That a lot of you would have notebooks and journals, and you have all of your research as such done ahead of time, something that maybe he said they didn't really do as much of. Is there things in particular that both of you do before games to prepare?
Well, I suppose line out defence, say, would be one thing. Ronan and I would tend to be beside each other for that. So, as an example, we'd look at video clips together and see what kind of a threat the opposition has. That would be, I suppose, one thing. You get in those small groups and try and do the analysis on the opposition, try learn from each other, and even like I'm sure I see Ronan with the other hookers, they're going through what some of them did well in training, what some could do better, and that kind of thing. So I think it has been really good, those little small groups and each group of players trying to help each other improve.
The same for you, Ronan. Do you have a
journal? Have a journal which we write our notes in. Basically just everything that Josh said, but then as well, I suppose what's really helped us as well has probably been Gary Keegan coming in and helping on the mental side of things, and that's just another kind of string in the preparation that you kind of have to get right, and you're able to do your own mental stuff and make sure that you're right for the weekend with your little cues and stuff.
Josh, Richie's a Scotland captain in the back. There's going to be a lot of leadership in that area coming from him. How competitive do you think that's going to be in Saturday, and how important is it going to be?
Yeah, Jamie Ritchie's a great player. Really, really good guy as well. I've chatted to him a good few times after games, and he's very impressive on the field. He's a huge breakdown threat and good ball carrier, good in the line out. He's really good all round back row. And I know he'll obviously be motivating the Scotland players, which is obviously his role as the leader, but I don't know if they won't need much motivation, I guess, with the prospect of a triple crown for them if they win. So we'll certainly be ready for a pretty motivated and pumped up team, and I suppose thinking of their back row as well, from my perspective, they're a top quality team, and they'll definitely have all the motivation they need leading into the weekend.
There's a lot of positivity coming from them, particularly this season. They think they could beat France as well. Do you see any difference between the Scotland team this season and maybe a year ago?
I suppose it's hard to say specific things, but I think the way they've attacked, the way they've probably blended all the areas of their game. There's been times where their line-out's been brilliant and maybe the other areas could have been better, but I think you're looking at them now and the performances they've put in, it's pretty all-round complete performances in terms of the way the forwards are playing, the way the backs are playing, the way they're linking up, and they look like a really, really dangerous team. So it's going to be a massive challenge, and I think we're definitely all aware of that.
Ronan, would it be right saying you live with Kane and Lars?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what you guys would do when you do have a little bit of downtime during a championship, say on a rest week or otherwise. We've been both speaking about how important it is to be prepared and switched on. How do you switch off? Were you able to sit back and watch Full Swing on Netflix, or are you still talking about the Six Nations when you're at home?
No, yeah, there's definitely a good bit of switching off, as you say. But yeah, I suppose just there is a bit of, obviously you have to keep previewing and looking at things from you're doing in camp, but then it's also equally as important that you have complete switch off, that you don't think about rugby for a bit and you're able to, I suppose, reset your mind really. So yeah, we also live with Hugo Keenan as well, so the three of us together in the house. So it's kind of whatever really, whatever any, I suppose, 25-year-olds do in their spare time. So yeah, it's more just chill more than anything else.
Are you able to sort of pool together some of that, compare notes, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we are. As Josh alluded to there about the line out defence stuff. I'd be also going through that with Caelan and stuff as well, obviously as a back rower himself. So yeah, there'd be all that sort of stuff, and then also just kind of planning our week and what we're going to do in training each week. It's just very handy when you have someone in the house with you that you're able to bounce ideas off. So yeah.
Josh, take the last one, guys.
Josh, just the weather forecast is maybe bad for Murrayfield on Sunday. Will you do extra outdoor training, or how do you prepare for that? Or is it just a normal indoor-outdoor this week?
I think it'll be pretty normal. Trained outside today. It was grand. I heard it'd be a bit cold, but I actually love I normally get quite warm playing, so I don't mind a bit of cold. But yeah, I mean it doesn't change a huge amount for our prep. I think we'll play the conditions as they are, and probably not something we're focusing hugely on.
How much work have Ireland done on discipline? We see the impact of red cards, but Ireland discipline over the last couple of years has been very good in terms of keeping 15 guys on the field. Is that a constant work on in terms of how to hit as hard as you legally can? But is there any way you're holding back to make sure that you don't overstep the mark?
I think it's a lot of lads do a lot of technical work. Like the lads were just chatting about Hugo, Caelan and Ronan being in a house. I mean, the three of them are probably the best that you'll see in terms of doing those tackle technique extras, and I think each individual has a responsibility to get their technique right, that they're not going to be making those high shots, and it's an individual thing. I guess it's hard for everyone for it to be coached as a team, I guess, but it's certainly something that's emphasised, is having those good habits and focusing on trying to get your technique as good as possible. And I think if each individual in the team is doing that, then you'll hopefully end up with a lower discipline, I guess.
Okay, guys, thanks very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, Josh.